Hey, music lovers, what's going on? Jex Russell coming your way. And a few days ago, well, I guess almost a week ago, I made my most recent vinyl update, and I told you guys I had some CDs to show off. So I'm a man of my word, right? I'm gonna keep my promise. So I have the CDs for you guys, but I'm gonna add a little extra. I got some books, got a few cassette tapes I picked up. So I thought I'd just share that with you guys. This is actually take 2 for me. I just finished doing this whole update. It was like, 18 minutes long, I think. I go to my computer to edit it, and the whole file, for some reason, had no sound. So this is take 2. The first one went really well. Hopefully I could do it justice. But here we go. So yeah, let's start with the books. A lot of you probably saw by now, about a month and a half ago, I made a book collection video about my music-related books. And about a week after I made that video, I found a really cool one. Here we go. Mustaine. That's right, Dave Mustaine's autobiography. This is really great. As you can see, I'm about almost halfway in, and I'm loving it so far. Now that school's over, I actually have time to read it, and it is great. And I know a lot of people tell me, why do you read those music biographies? They're all the same, it's all like drug addiction and struggling to make ends meet and bad family background. And yes, while most of them do have those similarities, I don't know, there's something about them that just entertain me. I'm not a big reader. I don't really read fiction or fantasy or anything like that, but music biographies always entertain me for some reason. So yeah, Dave Mustaine, really great book so far, loving it. And just a few days ago, I think 2 days ago, that was from Value Village, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned it, but this one is also from Value Village. A few days ago, I was there and I found this one. Another one I've been wanting to read. Steven Tyler, Does the Noise in My Head Bother You? Does the Noise in My Head Bother You? Yeah. Great title. Again, I obviously haven't started this one. I want to finish Mustaine first, but I've been wanting to figure this one out for a while. I actually found it at Salvation Army months ago, and I passed on it. I think it was even the hardcover edition. I passed on it, but and I was kicking myself ever since. But now I found it at Value Village. I think they wanted $4.99 for it, so it was a no-brainer. Really looking forward to reading it. So there you go. A little book update. Now let's move on to some cassette tapes. Found these actually at the Salvation Army a few weeks back. So I still collect cassette tapes, even though I don't have a working tape deck. I think all of you know that by now. But I plan on getting one soon. They're fairly easy to find. I just never took the time to get one. So here we go. Whitesnake's self-titled 1987 had some hits on here. Here I Go Again and Still of the Night. I was never that big into Whitesnake, but I know a lot of people here on the VC, they love Whitesnake, so I want to give them another chance. I want to give them another shot, try to get into them. So yeah, looking forward to checking this one out. One of my favorites, Skid Row, great album, absolutely love it. I've had this one on CD for years, but I found the cassette tape for cheap, couldn't pass it up. Okay, the next few, I have to mention this. I'm not big into rap music per se, but I am a sucker for old school rap. Bands such as Run DMC, Public Enemy, Beastie Boys, that kind of stuff I love. I don't know what it is about it. I find it so catchy. I love that stuff. So I found a few rap compilations here. This is Rap Tracks 2. I've had Rap Tracks 1 in my collection for years. Didn't even know there was a second one. Apparently, I did my research. Apparently, there's 5 of them. 5 of them. Wow. Oh, the first take was so much better. Anyway, we can do this. Yeah, bands on here such as Young MC, Tone Loc, DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, LL Cool J, Slick Rick. Some great stuff on here. Another similar one. This one is called Cool Rap. And on here you have, same deal, you have bands like artists such as Ice-T, Public Enemy, NWA, Eric B. and Rakim, Eazy-E, Beastie Boys, LL Cool J. I love these kinds of compilations. When I find them, I usually pick them up. Alright, now, the moment you've all been waiting for. The CDs. Got a decent stack. So here we go, without any further ado. This is one I've been wanting for months. And here it is. Anthrax, For All Kings. Finally picked it up. Look, it's getting cloudy outside. Let me just... There we go. Yeah. Anthrax. This came out in February, and I only picked it up early May. It took me that long. I don't know how many times I was at Walmart. I had it in my hands and I was looking at it, and then bloop, that angel on my shoulder was telling me like, Jax, do you really want to pick up CD right now? You know, can you really afford it? And I was like, damn you, you're right. You know, so I'd always put it back. You know, but eventually, one day in May, I was in class and I was like, you know what? At lunchtime, I'm gonna go to Walmart. It's really close to college. I'm like, I'm gonna go pick up that Anthrax CD. So I go to Walmart to pick it up. Bloop, without fail, that little angel. It's like, Jax, do you want to pick up that CD? Do you really want to pick it up? And I was like, hey, Angel, what's up, dude? You know, I've been saving up my tips from work. I actually have a little bit saved up for this. It's only $12.88. I can do this, right? Luckily, that Angel was an Anthrax fan, so he let me have it. Oh man, okay, that was weird. But yeah, that being said, I absolutely love this album. I've heard great reviews on YouTube. A lot of the people I watched picked it up and had great things to say, and I'm no exception. I loved it. And like many people here, it took me a few listenings, you know, a few spins. First spin, I was like, okay, I like this. You know, this is good. No more than that. This is good. That's it. Second spin, I was like, whoa. Okay, this is really good. This is better than I remember. Third spin, and then fourth spin, and it just gets better with every spin. Songs such as Evil Twin, that was the only song I knew going into it. I had heard the single, loved it, and then I heard songs like Breathing Lightning, Defend Avenge, Zero Tolerance, all great tracks. Anthrax is in top form right here. Definitely check it out if you haven't already. It took me a while to pick it up, so it's okay if you haven't picked it up yet, but do yourself a favor and pick it up eventually. And the cover is great. You have the sleeve, and then pull out the sleeve. This is what the vinyl cover looks like, which I'd love to get the vinyl eventually, but right now, can't really cop up the money for it. But yeah, great artwork. Let's go. There we go. Yeah, Anthrax, one of my favorite bands, so definitely pleased with this album. All right, moving right along with the CDs. These next few are from a Salvation Army visit about a month ago. Sammy Hagar Unboxed. This was a compilation album from his work on Geffen Records, I believe. And this is a great compilation. I knew a few tracks on here, Heavy Metal and I Can't Drive 55, but a lot of other songs I really liked. The first track is called High Hopes. And just reading the title, I had assumed that it was gonna be like a love song, ballad type of deal. You know, high hopes, like, oh, I have high hopes you'll fall in love with me eventually. You know, that kind of deal. Not at all. It's actually high hopes. It's a marijuana song. It's a weed song. The opening lyrics go something like, another dream goes up in smoke, so fire me off another toke. I was so surprised because I was expecting a love song, like I said. Nope. It's about weed, and it's actually a great rockin' track too, probably my favorite on this compilation. And then a Heavy Metal from the soundtrack to the movie of the same name, Heavy Metal. It's actually a different version on here, a version I haven't heard. Very similar to the other one, but somewhat different. I feel like this one has more backup vocals. But it's great. I love both versions. I don't know if this was an outtake or an alternate take, but it's really good nonetheless. So yeah, Sammy Hagar Unboxed. Awesome compilation. Happy to have it. Didn't have any other Sammy Hagar in my collection. Yeah. Awesome. Got me here some Rollins Band. This is The End of Silence from '92. I actually picked this up on cassette about a year ago. Again, I don't have a working tape deck, so I couldn't listen to it. So I found this CD for cheap. So I finally got to listen to it. And you know what? I don't know how I feel about it yet. In all honesty, I don't know. I've only gave it the one spin. I'll have to listen to it again. I feel like I like it, but I don't. Some parts I was like, oh yeah, this is awesome, and others was just like, I don't know how I feel about it. So, you know, hopefully I'll warm up to it. But again, it's still soon to tell. But Henry Rollins is a cool dude. I like him, so looking forward to listening to it more. Same Salvation Army trip. This is Depeche Mode, or Depeche Mode, as we French Canadians say it. This is Violator from 1990. I don't know what exactly draws me to this album, because it's really different from what I usually listen to, and there's just something about it, you know. It's you know, because this is 1990, right? So the late 80s electronic sound was still lingering. And again, it's not something I usually listen to, but the songs are so catchy. Like, they had hits on here like Personal Jesus, Enjoy the Silence, and I just think it's a great album. Different from what I listen to, but still good. So I recommend it. Depeche Mode, Violator. The next one here is a soundtrack to Wes Anderson's Rushmore. Great stuff here. I remember really liking the movie, and what I was really drawn to for the soundtrack is that the music, the original score, is by Mark Mothersbaugh from Devo, and I'm a huge Devo fan, so the fact that he did the music for this movie, I was really intrigued. But the main reason I picked it up, there's just one song in the movie that I love called Making Time by a band called Creation. And it's such a great song. And actually, I want to take this opportunity and give a shout out to my buddy Steve, Flipside CT. Steve, buddy, I don't know if you ever heard this song, Making Time by Creation, but definitely check it out. For some reason, it makes me think of you, buddy. I feel like you'd like it. So, a little shout out to Flipside CT. And yeah, the Rushmore soundtrack, check it out. You have artists on here like The Kinks, Cat Stevens, The Who, John Lennon, The Faces. Great stuff. So, I recommend it. Oh, these last five, these I actually picked up from my buddy Levi. I went on a trip back home last week, back home being Bathurst, New Brunswick, my hometown, and I stopped in to see my buddy Levi. He actually has a channel here on YouTube called Doomed Cinemas, and he talks about DVDs he picked up, talks about movies. Really great guy, but he was selling some of his CDs, so I stopped in and picked up a few. First one being Kim Mitchell, Greatest Hits. This is really cool. Love Kim Mitchell. He's actually putting on a show, I think July 8th, somewhere around there, here in Moncton, New Brunswick. So I was hoping to maybe get this signed. I don't know. Hopefully I get to meet him. I don't know. Chances are I probably won't, but if I do, it'd be cool to get this signed. This is a good compilation. A lot of his hits on here. Obviously, his signature hit, Go for a Soda. And what I thought was kind of weird, this is from 95. And there are a few new recordings on here, like Lager and Ale, Patio Lanterns, Expedition Sailor. They're all newly recorded versions. And I always thought that was weird when it comes to re-recording songs. I don't know, something about it. I'm a strong believer in the saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't understand. If a song is good, why would you want to re-record a new version? And they pretty much sound the same anyway. I don't know. I'll talk more about re-recordings soon. I have a CD that's exactly on topic. But for now, Kim Mitchell, Greatest Hits. Good stuff. Again, from Levi, got Def Leppard, Pyromania. I only had this on cassette, so I thought I'd pick up the CD. I'm not the biggest Def Leppard fan. In fact, this is probably the last album by them I like. Stuff that came after that, Hysteria, that stuff, it just doesn't do it for me. I don't like the sound. But Pyromania is still a good album. Photograph is a classic track. And my favorite cut on here is actually Too Late for Love. I don't know what it is about that song. I like it a lot. So Def Leppard, Pyromania, can't go wrong. And now, Guns N' Roses, Appetite for Destruction. This I actually picked up to replace my CD copy. I already had this one, but it was trashed, really, really in rough shape. So I got this one from Levi. And funnily enough, being the good guy that he is, Levi, he sent me a message the night before I was going. He's like, dude, I saw a little scratch on the Guns N' Roses CD, so I'm going to listen to it, make sure it doesn't skip. I was like, dude, you don't have to do that, man. Like, it can't be worse than the copy I already have. So he stayed up, listened to the whole album, make sure it wasn't skipping. So it was really nice. So Levi, you didn't have to do that, buddy, but I appreciate it. And yeah. And I'm not the biggest Guns N' Roses fan, but this album just has that classic status. It's catchy. Some songs are overplayed, like Welcome to the Jungle, Paradise City, Sweet Child of Mine, but other songs in here like It's So Easy, Night Train, My Michelle, love those tracks. So definitely good to have. And we're down to the last two. I mentioned re-recordings of songs, right? Well, let me tell you more about that. This is Twisted Sister, Still Hungry. This is from 2004, and this is for the 20th anniversary of their 84 album, Stay Hungry. They decided to re-record the whole album. So again, I was kind of skeptical going into it. I was like, I'm not a fan of re-recordings, but I do love Twisted Sister. So I decided to pick it up. And I was pleasantly surprised. The reason they did the re-recordings was because they weren't ever fully satisfied with the original, album. It wasn't as heavy as they had planned. They had to kind of, it was kind of watered down, because I don't know if it was the record label or whatever, but they wanted it to be radio friendly, and that's not what Twisted Sister had in mind. So finally, 20 years later, they decided to re-record them, and it came out great. I do like what the new recordings add to the songs. There's just a little something that was missing before. And actually, I was chatting with my buddy John, SMF Captain Howdy, last week when I got this, and I was telling him how I picked it up, and he was telling me that he loves the new versions except for the price. And I hadn't listened to it yet, but I went and listened to it, and I agree with John. The price, there's something. The new versions, there's just something different that's not quite good. I mean, all the new versions are different, but they add a little something. But that one there, the difference kind of ruins it, and it's not as good as the original song, The Price. But everything else is great. You got a bunch of bonus tracks here. You have 2 lost tracks from the original 84 sessions. You have brand new 2004 studio tracks, 4 of them, and 1 previously released bonus track called Heroes Are Hard to Find. That was probably my least favorite on here. I didn't care too much for that song. But that being said, Still Hungry, definitely just a great tribute to the original album. I really like what they did with it. So I recommend it, and it's cool that all members of the band appear on the cover. I know on the original Stay Hungry, you only have Dee Snider, and I'm pretty sure that caused some sort of friction in the band. I don't think that sat too well with the other members, so now they're all there. Everyone's happy. So yeah, Still Hungry. And lastly, keeping up with the theme, Twisted Sister, live at the Astoria. This is a concert from, I believe, 2008, and this is a CD, DVD combo. Look at that artwork. Really cool packaging. Haven't checked it out yet, but I look forward to. In fact, I might pop in the DVD tonight. Twisted Sister live. You don't get better than that. They are so good. Have great stage presence. So I wasn't gonna pass this up. Classic tracks here. What you don't know sure can't hurt you. The Kids Are Back. Under the Blade. Destroyer. Like a Knife in the Back. Burn in Hell. Ride to Live. Shoot 'em Down. And it goes on and on and on. All their greatest hits, really. So really cool. So Levi, thanks, buddy. These are great. I'm enjoying them so far. So yeah, that is my CD update along with books and cassettes. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to try to make as many videos as I can. Like I mentioned, I'm on summer vacation, so I'll have a little more time. And yeah, leave me comments. Let me know what you think. Share your opinions, your thoughts, trivia. I love that stuff. I think that's my favorite part of making these videos, is just reading what you guys have to say. And I always make it a point to reply back. So that's it. Thanks a lot, guys. Have yourselves a great upcoming weekend. Peace out!